Now, this is where most adventure usually begin. Welcome back to Solo Quest. Let's talk about bars in China. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't want to go home broke and also full of regret. This is why you should stay till the end of the video so you get to know which bar fits you the best. And on today's video, I'm not going to specify on which bar is the best place to go or what type of drink you should try to drink, but more like the type of bar you're going to encounter on your everyday life out here in China, or either as a tourist coming to Shenzhen. Now, what I mean by bar, I'm just gonna go combine both like the beer bars and also the cocktail bar together because most bars serve both at the same time. First, I wanna talk about the Jiuba Jie. Basically, this is like a street bar, a street full of bars. You can often find this in like the Nanshan area or either Futian area, full of business people and also tourists. Now, when it comes to this bar, I'd say the price is a bit on the high-end side. Expect to pay about like 50 to 100 RMB in just one sitting. And in some cases, usually in the Nanshan area, expect to pay like around 200 for a drink for one of the special cocktails. But one thing they do offer is the vibe. Now, usually when it comes to these Jiuba Jie, they do have like street performers or either just a dark, well-lit room, or maybe some hostess here and there to kind of accompany you. The most important part is an expat-friendly vibe. Now, what I mean by expat-friendly vibe, it's a place for a lot of expats to just meet up because it's on the major touristy spot area. Not only that, but they also sell burgers, Western food, pizza, etc. like that on their menu as well, which makes it convenient for a lot of people who do miss their home. Next, let's talk about chain bars. You can often find this in like the business district or either residential district, and it's an easy way for people just to kind of wind down and relax after work or either hang out with their friends, because most of the time they do need a little bit of activity to either start talking or maybe to break the ice with their new friends. Now, when it comes to these chain bars, it's different from every city, but in Shenzhen, we do have Helen's, Rich Cats, and also Taps. Now, these chain bars usually cater beer most of the time, but they do still serve cocktail. Now, their prices, I think it's a bit more on the frayer side comparison to like the street bar. It's because their main customer are repeat customer from the local area instead of tourists. You'd be spending like around 40 to 50 RMB for a tall glass of beer. And if you want some cocktail, maybe like about 50 up to 60 RMB. Fairly priced. Now, although it is catered towards the everyday type of people, I find it really hard for you to have a conversation this type of bar. Sometimes they blare these music a bit too hard and find it hard for you to find conversation with each other, and you just ended up playing dice and screaming over each other. I would say this is a great place for you to find local friends because this is the place where most local people and also everyday worker come to hang out. But there is a downside to this, and that is most bars have their own little island. And I mean by island is that most of the time these people usually keep it to their group instead of mingling around. And it's kind of uncommon for a lot of people just to mingle around and kind of combine the group together. Unless if they're sitting near the bartender, then it's a free-for-all. Now let's talk about bendi Jiuba. Now you can find it all over the city, but they are a bit hidden. You're gonna have to use Meituan or either Dianping or word-to-word kind of deal to find their bar. They don't openly advertise their bar just because they want to keep that local vibe and cool vibe into it. When it comes to this bar, expect to be paying premium price, like about 100 up to 300 RMB for just one sitting. What justified this price at the first place? I don't think they're trying to sell the drink itself, but they are trying to sell the vibe. And in most bars that I went to, you kind of have to do a reservation or either come in early and wait in the line. There will only be a limited amount of seats in the bar, and if it's full, you just gotta wait outside or either stand up outside the bar. And they don't allow you to kind of stand inside the bar. And typically these will be filled with younger generation, and it's more like a hip side into the city life. But the main star of the bar is the host itself. Now, typically they would do kind of like a performance, either singing, dancing, or either tricks. And it just feels really magical. It takes you out from the whole city life into their own vibe. And next, let's talk about the more unique bar out there. Let's talk about the Nomad bar. I think this is a fairly new trend. It just started about like 5 years ago. Basically, these bars would just open up in random streets and just start making drinks. Or either they have their own motorcycle or e-bike and their own carts, and they usually go to places near the subway station or either heavily populated business area, and people can just get a drink or either some cold tea. The best thing about this bar is the price. I would say they sell like a mid-level quality drink for about 20 to 30 RMB. And it's a great way for you or either local worker that just got off work and on their way home, no time to go to the bar, and just get a quick drink. Now, I have my own personal favorite one in the high-tech area. He wears this frog helmet and it looks really cute, and he sells this nice homemade sour whiskey. It tastes really great. Now, for the last one, of course, this isn't a bar, but I see a lot of local people downing 20 bottles of beer in this Shaokao place, which is like a barbecue place. And this is a great place for people just to wind down and drink their alcoholic beverages with a couple of skewers here and there. And when it comes to China, beers are hella cheap. And this is where most local everyday worker people come to just hang out, drink till they pass out. And the most that I ever seen was this guy downing like 24 beers with his friend. It's just crazy. Now, if you really want to get wasted, don't go to bars. Just go to these Shaokao stalls or their barbecue stalls and order as many drinks as you can and get knocked out because they cost about 3 to 6 RMB each. It's insane. But yeah, I think that's a basic gist of all bars out here in Shenzhen, China. And if you have any question or any interesting stories, comment down below. I would like to know. And until next time, SoulQuest logging out. Peace.